Today, we're answering homeowners insurance questions from the internet. I'm Justin.
And I am Aaron.
And this is Insurance Hacks, where we use our considerable insurance knowledge to help you hack your way through the increasingly complicated jungle that is modern homeowners insurance consumership, and that's a mouthful.
Before we go any further though, please subscribe to our channel. Make sure you don't miss any of this really valuable content.
Absolutely. So, the internet has questions.
We got answers.
You bet. So today we're talking about homeowners insurance. Another question I found on Reddit. Filing a homeowners insurance claim 101. Now this is a lot of parts. So listen to the whole thing and then we'll break it down piece by piece.
Okay.
Our main sewage line backed up into our new to us house today. We just moved in yesterday. It overflowed in the basement carpet, padding, some drywall and molding, and on the cement/unfinished part of the floor. I've never filed a homeowner's insurance claim before, and I've heard they may raise your rates for even inquiring about a claim. Any advice on how I should proceed? Is it even worth considering a claim based on how relatively minor the damage is so far? Additional details. We previously paid a septic company to inspect and repair our septic tank line/connections as part of our home inspection. So we were pretty surprised when the plumber today said the main line going into the house was crushed and became clogged with mud. The septic company, which hasn't come out yet, is claiming it's just an unfortunate coincidence. Unfortunate indeed. If I make a claim with the insurance, might they try to subrogate it out to the septic company?
Wow. All right, so that's a lot to unpack. So maybe instead of answering multiple questions, we'll just make this video all about this question.
I think there's a lot of knowledge to be gained from this question.
This covers a lot of bases. So let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
First, gross. But also, I feel terrible for this person. I mean, this is Murphy's Law here. You just bought the house, right, and immediately you have a situation. And this is how it works out. It's why it's important to get a good policy from the start.
You know, when I moved into my house, I hooked up my washer and dryer. I did not hook up the washer very well, and I woke up the second day to my entire closet, my closet, completely soaked. So I feel for this person. I know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
You just bought this new house, and oh shit,
yeah,
literally.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't normally curse, but I thought that was appropriate. So let's talk about the first part. Break it down. We got three sections.
What do we
here.
got?
Okay. Our main sewage line backed up into our new to us house yesterday. Mm-hmm. It overflowed into the basement carpet, padding, some drywall and molding, and on the cement and unfinished floor.
Okay, I would not want that kind of claim if I did not have water backup coverage. That's a specific endorsement. It needs to be added to the homeowner's policy, and a lot of homeowners and plenty of brokers will miss that. So make sure your homeowner's policy is not complete unless it has coverage for water backup. Every once in a while you see on the news, somebody standing there, the sewage has overflowed into their house. Homeowner's policy won't cover it. The city won't cover it because it's not on the city property and the homeowners is not in the house. They need the water backup endorsement. That's what covers it.
So we did another video about the multiple different ways insurance subdivides water. This is water backup. It doesn't say sewage backup, but that's what that means. Yeah. Okay, water may back up too, who knows, but that's what really this endorsement is for. Okay.
So the water backed up the second day, and the question on that is
let's just tell us what's going on. We touched on that because of the endorsement, right? So the second part is I have never filed a homeowner's insurance claim before, and I've heard that they may raise your rates for even inquiring about a claim. Any advice on how I should proceed? There's a second question, but you can start with the first one. Is it even worth considering a claim based on the relatively minor the damage is so far?
Well, I'll cover the last question first. Okay. Is it worth considering a claim? Yes, it's always worth considering a claim. If there is damage to your home, it is worth considering for a claim. However, what does considering a claim mean?
Good question.
What it means is gathering your facts.
Right.
Insurance companies have their facts together before they write any checks that they're going to have to own. You as a homeowner should get your facts as well. It sounds like the damage seems relatively minor.
Right.
As a homeowner, I would want to explore that.
You bet.
What is the facts? That's what it seems like, but let's get a contractor out there. Let's figure out what it's going to cost to get my house back the way it should be.
Right.
So check out your facts, figure out what's it going to cost, and then make your decision, because it could raise your rates. That's absolutely true. If you have a water claim on your homeowner's insurance, you will be surcharged for that claim. One part of it, but the second part is, I've heard they can raise your rates.
There you go.
Even if you ask about it. So the first part is, if you have a water claim, yes, your rates will go up. You can almost guarantee it. But if you just call and ask about it, will your rates go up?
Right.
Will they? Depends who you're talking to.
That's good. That's right.
I mean, if you called our office, I could say no, they wouldn't, because we would tell you what I told you to start answering this question, which is gather your facts, figure out what it is going to cost to put your house back together. If it is over your deductible and well enough over your deductible that you would rather not pay it now and you're okay with paying it later through the surcharges you'll get from your homeowner's insurance premium increases,
Right.
it's worth making the claim. It's all who you talk to, because that's our office.
Right.
What if you call it State Farm?
I mean, I'm not a State Farm agent, so I don't know. If you call the insurance company or someone that works for the insurance company directly, it counts as a claim because you're inquiring. That means that the odds are actually better you're going to make a claim later.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is something happened in your house. That is undeniable. That is a fact. And any insurance carrier that finds out about that, most insurance carriers that find out about that, and we see it more in the captive market and the direct market, they are all programmed. It is part of their process. They immediately start the claims process. So that will show up on your clue report. Now, the good news is, I would say most of the time when we're rating policies, we have a $0 homeowner's claim. It is not something that is used to charge a rate. They don't always surcharge for a claim where no money was paid out. But still, I would feel much more comfortable talking to someone who did not work for the insurance company, but instead worked for me as my representative to the insurance company.
To give advice, certainly.
Yeah.
You know, and the other thing that you want to consider is that even though it's a $0 claim and we can make it go away if you weren't paid, that's also a reason for an insurance company that you're already with to say, this person is trying to make a claim, we should make it expensive for them now. It's a thing I've seen happen, right? Okay, so the third part is some additional details, okay? And let's just go through it. We previously paid a septic company to inspect and repair our septic tank line / connection as part of our home inspection. So we were pretty surprised when the plumber today said that the main line going into the house was crushed and became clogged with mud. The septic company, which hasn't come out yet, is claiming that it's just an unfortunate coincidence. If I file a claim with my insurance, might they try to subrogate it out to the septic company?
Might they? Yeah, possibly, but what it's going to take is, again, facts, I would say.
Right.
No insurance carrier is going to subrogate anything against another insurance carrier that they are not sure the other carrier should be paying for. And insurance carriers know, because they're used to looking at the same kind of policy language, what kind of stuff they would be required to pay, and therefore, if they would have to pay it, it will be easy enough to get the money from the other carrier. But if I'm going to have to go to the Supreme Court in order to get them to pay out on the claim that I've already paid on,
They're not going to bother.
we're not going to bother to do that. That's going to cost too much money. So might they? I suppose possibly, but I would think that's a pretty remote possibility.
Right.
Now, I will say this. As a consumer, I would hate working with that septic company. If you tell me immediately upon me telling you what my problem is, that it's probably not going to go my way, before you've even gathered facts and looked at the situation, I don't want to do business with you. I would feel very concerned. Now, what happened there? I'd be looking at the inspectors, the plumbing company's professional liability insurance, maybe their general liability insurance, to see if there is some kind of claim I could make on them. I find it, it's awfully coincidental that the part that you inspected failed within days.
That's true, right? But here's what I would say as well, is there's another endorsement that can cover this, service line coverage.
That is true.
That you could have on your policy, and that would all be paid. But I want to say this, having dealt with contractors insurance before, they're going to pay actual cash value. It sounds like this is a bit of an older house, so you're probably not going to be made entirely whole anyway. In general, if you're making a claim on your home, it's always going to be better, as much as it can be, to use your own insurance, because you pay for it, they work for you and are required to make you whole.
You made a really good point there about the service line coverage. And actually, I should have talked about that when we talked about subrogation a second ago. The answer to the subrogation question actually is going to be no. if you don't have service line coverage.
Right.
That would be the only way they would even subrogate against, because in order to go through subrogation, you must carry the coverage that would pay for the damage that has happened. So if you're not carrying service line coverage, and part of the reason for the water backup was that your service line, and that means the plumbing that runs from the city's sewer, the city's water line into your house, that's not covered by homeowners insurance unless you have the service line coverage.
Right.
So you've got to have that, and then that would be the only way that there's a remote possibility that the insurance carrier might go after that inspector.
Right. This is a nightmare scenario for this person. I feel very bad for them second day moving in.
Yeah.
But you know, what it comes down to is this. Now, I hope this never happens to you, and this person couldn't have guessed that this would happen to them on day 2. But if they had a good advisor and a good agent, they wouldn't be going to the internet to find the solution to how to do this. Yeah. Now, this is an insurance-focused subreddit that I frequent and that I love answering questions and helping people on, but ultimately, I feel even worse that this person doesn't have someone who works in this industry who they can call and ask these questions to.
Now, you're making an assumption. Because maybe they do,
right?
But that's something that we see quite often with consumers, with the clients that we've had, and even prospects that have come to us, that a lot of consumers have a problem with their insurance, but the last person they think to call is actually their insurance advisor.
Right.
Even within our careers, we've seen plenty of people who, while we represented ourselves as brokers, we told them from the very beginning that we could shop other companies, that we have access to other companies. We gave them a policy with one company, and that's who they thought we worked for, so they didn't call us when that company's rates went up.
Right.
You know, you've got to know who you're working with, know what kind of options they have, and know what kind of value they're bringing you. Right. So you should be able to count on your advisor. And if you have a question like this, I hope this person had an advisor at least that they went to first.
Right.
But ultimately, that's where they got their answer.
We like answering questions. And if you have any other questions that we can answer for you, leave them in the comments below. We'll answer those questions for you. And then, you know, hopefully you'll just call us next time you need insurance so we can solve your problem. So this is the answer to this question. I don't think we can add anything else to this. Hey, good luck, internet poster. Sorry, your new house is not someplace I'm going to come to dinner anytime soon. But ultimately, I hope their insurance works out for them. I hope it all works out for them. So thanks so much for watching. Please, any questions you have, leave them below.
We'll see you next time.
The Phoenix Insurance for you.